Hello there. In these tutorials, I will go over the kubernetes.io/docs tutorials. If you would like to follow, you will have to install the Minikube. In my environment, I have already installed. I'm using macOS, so if you need help to install it, just go to Minikube official documentation, get started page. Here you can read what is Minikube. It's just local Kubernetes one node cluster. So you should make sure that you have those resources available in your PC and this additional software installed. I'm using Docker for container manager. If you have different one, I think it will work also. And I have used Homebrew to install it. And it works. Here we have it. It started. So let's go over creating a deployment. So I will copy paste this command. So let's go over it. So kubectl, this is CLI to interact with the Kubernetes control plane. So create deployment. This is the name of deployment, hello node. And we have the -- image. This is the registry. This is the image name and semicolon and the tag. And we have -- and rest of the command and arguments. Those are the commands arguments passed to the container which is run by this deployment. So here we can get the deployments, and we can use shortcut. Instead of kubectl, we can k get deployments. We see that the deployment has been created. The name hello node, it's ready, 1 from 1. It's up to date, it's available, and it's fresh created. We can get pods. We can see the pod which has been created by this node, and we also can see something like rc. Sorry, rc. Before it was replica controller, but now it's deprecated and it's replica set. So replica set is an object which is created by the deployment to monitor and adjust the state of the deployment from the desired to the from the current to desired. Sorry. So here we can see that the replica set has been created. It has 1 current and desired is 1, so everything is fine. If we would have desired 5 replicas, it will try to spin up 5 more pods. And you can see that the pod name, it contains additional random characters, and those characters are automatically added by Kubernetes to ensure that the name of the pod is unique in the namespace. If we would spin, just let's do scale deployment, hello replica, let's give 3 replicas. So the deployment has been scaled. If we will get the pods and replica set, we can see now, yeah, the desired, we have mentioned that we want to scale it to 3 replicas, and the current has been matched. So the replica sets make sure that the current state matched the desired one. And new pods has been created. We can see that it has that part the same on each one, but the end is different. So this ensures the uniqueness of the and has been created like 5 seconds when I have created this scale. We can scale replicas to 1 back, and we can see it's just killed those new one and left the old. Okay, so far so good. We can see the events which are going. Here I have a lot of events and they are messy, so you can do it by your own if you'd like to see. What I can show you, describe deployment hello world. In this is the describe command. You can describe any resources. The deployment, here is the description of the deployment. And in the last section, we can see the events. And the events here, the latest one, scaling replica set. Yeah, we can see that we have scaled, this is the initial one, from 0 to 1, because we haven't indicated at the creation of the deployment how many replicas we want. It says it has scaled to 1, which is default value. Then it was scaled to 3, up, and then scaled down to 1. So that's important. Sometimes it's useful for debugging purpose. So you can check here the events of specific deployment. Config view, you can see here the configs. I'm not listing them because I have some configuration of some production clusters and I don't want to expose sensitive data. Okay, so our part, we can get the logs. So okay, logs, hello, and I'm using tab. You see, I'm using tab for autocomplete. So here are the logs of this pod. It has started HTTP server and UDP at 8081 and 8080. And that's great. Okay, so now the next step, if you would like to access this pod, we need a service. A service is an abstraction which allows us to connect from external environment to the pods. So here we can see, by default, the pod is only accessible by its internal IP address within the Kubernetes cluster. So to make the Hello node a container accessible from outside the Kubernetes virtual network, you have to expose the pod as a Kubernetes service. So here is some warning. We will go over it in this moment. So here is the command. I will just copy and go over it. So as above, we use kubectl expose deployment. We are exposing the deployment named hello node, and the expose creates a service. And this service can be of different types: node port, cluster IP, load balancer. In here we have load balancer. And this is the port. We are specifying that we want to make accessible this HTTP part. If you remember from the logs, 8080, it's HTTP server. So we have created. Here we can use get services. I can use the K instead of kubectl for shortcut. I think you have already noticed that I'm doing it. Get services. So here we have service. This is the default created one. When I have pinned I have run, I'm sorry, from English. When I have run the node, Minikube node. So here we have hello node load balancer with this, the cluster IP. It doesn't have external IP yet. So load balancer, it's exposing an IP outside of the cluster. So it's pending. It means we have to wait some time until it will generate some IP address via which from my computer as an external client, I can ping the pod, the container which is running in this pod. And this is the port which is exposed 8080, and it's mapped to 30,867 protocol TCP. So inside the Kubernetes, this is the port. This is what will be outside. Let's see, it will take some time. We can do the watch. Here I'm using the tab to get autocomplete, and I'm also getting some hints after listing getting the request objects. Yeah, so we can watch it. So here we can see that makes the service successful, the Minikube service command. Run the following command. Okay, let's run it. I'll just Ctrl C. Minikube service hello node. Boom, we have it. So default target, start a tunnel for the service, opening default. So here we have it. Some random port. It's great. That opens the browser window, which we saw already. It's great. It works. So here we have additional part. Minikube add-ons list. We have a list of add-ons, and here we have even the parts which are enabled. I have the dashboard enabled, storage, metrics, storage provision, but there are others, which is cool. Okay, metric service already it's enabled. We can do it again. Yeah, that's all the put. And key get pod svc. We can get those resources by comma. In the namespace, we can do this, or namespace cube system. And to get the namespace, get ns, which is the current from namespaces. So we can see that in the service namespace cube system, we have core DNS, it is the Minikube, API server, controller manager, proxy, scheduler, and those the add-ons, a metric service, and storage provisioner. And the service, the cube DNS and metrics DNS, metrics service, server cut. Okay, since we have this metric server enabled, we can do k top pods. The top commands, it's like in Linux, it allows us to see how much resources we are using. So the pods are using 1 millicore and 8 maybe byte, I think they're called. Yeah, and here we see sometimes it's not accessible. We can disable, but also we can get the top of the nodes. So here is the node Minikube. This is how many cores it uses, 1% of the CPU, less than 1 gigabyte of memory, and it's not even gigabyte, it's 4% of memory. That's great. Let's do it. Minikube add-ons, disable metric server. Okay. I've mistyped metrics. So has been successfully disabled. Now if I'll go k top pods, metrics not available because I have disabled the metric server. So yeah, that's it. And now we do the cleanup. K delete service hello node, k delete deployment hello node, Minikube stop. So we see that it stopped, and we can even delete it. If you want Minikube again to learn, you don't need to delete it. Yeah, basically the delete optional. So that's it for this initial tutorial. Thank you.